Talk about what everybody is talking about and looking at and trying to learn more information about that JetBlue flight and the pilot meltdown. Now, we have learned that there was a Western New Yorker native that was on the plane at the time, Sarah Ann Straw, who is from South Buffalo originally. She now lives in New York City. She was there. She says she was in the bathroom at the time when she heard all this skirmish going on, then a pounding on the bathroom door when she was in it. It was the pilot, Captain Clayton Osmond, and he said he needed to get in. She then came out. He then ran down back to the cockpit, pounded on the door. They wouldn't let him in. The co-pilot locked him out. Then the captain rushed the door. That's when the crew had warned everybody before, passengers, please help. We need to restrain him. They tried to restrain him. Now information is coming out about the veteran pilot who had been flying with JetBlue when they started back in 2000. He has been a pilot for more than 20 years. He is now being charged with felony interfering with a flight.
He doesn't have anything on his record, though, that would have indicated a behavior like this. He pretty much had a meltdown.
And apparently he was late arriving to work, 2 days ago, and he missed the initial pre-flight meeting and immediately started acting funny.
So there could have been
to the co-pilot
indications.
They're thinking that perhaps there's something, but no other incidents to report, pre-ones to warn about this. So
I feel like we've heard a lot of stories lately in the news about, incidents with airlines in the air. I'm wondering if, there are more of them, or you hear one and then you report on another. I'm wondering now if there are more of these incidents occurring. I feel like we've had more stories lately.
And you know what? To put it into perspective, though, the ones that we report are this big compared to the number of flights that are actually in the air that have no incidents at all. It is a stressful job. Can you imagine dealing with all those passengers, such as myself?
And I have to say, I fly pretty frequently, and even getting on an airplane, I'm not scared, but there's always that thought in your head, I'm not in control here, and hopefully I'll be here at landing.
That's right. More peanuts, please. Okay, now this is something we told you about yesterday, that in Albany lawmakers actually agreed on a budget early. April 1st deadline. They are well before that, and it's a rarity. And especially for the first experience for a new Assemblyman, Sean Ryan, it was a great one for him and his family. Take a look at this. We just got this picture overnight. That's Assemblyman Sean Ryan with Governor Cuomo, who is holding a sign that reads, Kate and Bridget. That is those are Sean Ryan's daughters. The budget is done. Your dad will be home on Friday, Governor Cuomo. Don't you love things like that?
Yeah, I do. And they look very happy, and it's always great, family type stuff.
Do you remember when the budget, you weren't here, several years ago, they were going in July. And arguing about the budget. So I think this is the 7th time that it's actually been done in history before the April 1st deadline.
That's good that you can have an agreement like that. It just makes for, I think, an overall
good feeling, right? Especially in tough times as we're in. Okay, now we're going to move on to some sports news. We always love telling you about Williamsville native and fun guy Rob Gronkowski, even though he's a Patriot. He is everywhere lately, and yesterday, take a look at this. He spent the day at ESPN. Are we going to show that? And they just opened the video called Gronk's Big Adventure, and looks like he had a lot of fun.
I mean, hopefully I did a good enough job.
I'm not sure what that was like.
He was on, well, he had his foot brace on from his foot surgery.
He says it's done well 6 weeks after surgery to it. So, you know what? He just is a fun guy. He's everywhere these days.
Yeah, he was at a donut shop one day on ESPN the next day. He's kind of making his rounds in the off-season, right?
Kind of like how he is on the field, everywhere and catching those passes.
That's good.
Congratulations to them. Okay, for a young hockey player, nothing can be more inspiring than seeing the Stanley Cup up close and personal and making those dreams in advance that maybe you too will get a chance to earn one of those. Lord Stanley's Cup, along with 48 youth teams from across the country, are in town for the USA Hockey National Championships at the Northtown Center. That is a great event that brings a lot of money into the area, and a lot of folks have a great time and learn about Western New York.
It's great that that's in Western New York because, this is a huge hockey town, being so close to Canada. To get to 48 teams from across the states into Buffalo, like you said, great for our town.
Right, not many towns get that opportunity. And the Stanley Cup, the Jacobs family, because they own the Bruins, they have the cup right now. They have taken it across the country and, let as many people as possible kind of just get a feel of it.
Yeah, that's great.
We're lucky to have them here too.
Yes, and lucky that the Stanley Cup's here.
Right, exactly. Hopefully